Hey, what's up, Googans? It's another award-winning edition of After Drill. Now,
Right.
3-time Peabody Award winners and 1 Cable Ace Award. I didn't even know they still did those, but we won 1 Cable Ace Award for this program, After Drill. I'm Beef. He's Drew Hicken. We're here, another fantastic day on the drill. We've embraced it. We brought Jeff to the dark side, and he's embraced LeBron Watch,
Yes.
which is great. We're excited about it because Jeff, I think, or at least I thought he would be the first to develop LeBron fatigue with the never-ending speculation
We're just
about
a few days in.
where LeBron is going to go in free agency. And Jeff, to his credit, and a big thumbs up to Jeff, has embraced the LeBron Watch.
Jeff,
So,
we know you're watching out there, so.
Jeff's one of our dedicated viewers
Yeah.
of After Drill. He pushed the Peabody Award campaign. He
That's
really
right.
pushed it through
That's right.
to the voters. He's very influential. He's a Peabody influencer.
That's right.
But yeah, we've embraced the LeBron Watch. Speaking of, Jeff's here now. Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
How are you guys doing?
We told you about this.
After
we do
Drill.
We do a show after the show.
People watch you talk about a show that's already been
Yes.
done.
Look how many people are watching right
What
now.
are we up to? 0?
Zero.
He loves a good word.
We're talking about how you've embraced. We
great.
just talked about how you've embraced the LeBron Watch.
Yeah.
We'll keep it going.
Yeah. And let me tell you how the better half lives at 10 o'clock. See that? That's a car key.
Brutal.
It's just
Just
not
brutal.
fair. Some of us,
What's going on in here?
some of us work.
We're grinding. up
Grinding
here.
away, to no avail. We get no extra money for this, Googans. I know this looks like we should be
A
making,
high-form
we should
production
be rich
type
off of this
deal.
by now.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we're several episodes in. You would think the royalties would start rolling in, but not yet. We'll get there though. But yeah, the LeBron Watch is on, and the speculation is beginning. Yesterday's sort of nuggets of info. A reporter saying that he spoke to her when they were in Houston, when the Cleveland Cavaliers were in Houston, and he said he doesn't like Houston as a city. Not sure if that really has any indication
The
on
city sucks.
where he'd go play. I don't like being here. So, in the 24-hour LeBron Watch, that's huge news.
Right.
And I guess it also surfaced that he's already sort of let the Cavs know what his plans are. But what does that really mean? Does it mean he's told them this is what I'm going to do, or does it
Hey,
mean
I'm going to test free
I'm going to test
agency,
free
yeah.
agency, like I'm not giving you any commitment. I'm going to talk to other teams. I don't know what it means. I still maintain I don't think LeBron's going back to Cleveland, but I think the chances are increasing that he may return to the Cavaliers, just because when you start looking at the other options, maybe they don't look so
I mean,
great.
you would think the sooner news comes out, the better for the Cavs, right?
I mean, his path to the finals is certain in Cleveland.
That's true.
It feels like.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, they had to battle Boston, they had to battle to get there, but I still feel like with the right tweaks, LeBron James and other guys is your best bet.
How do
in
you
the
fix
East.
that roster, though? Who do you
Well,
add?
that's the hard thing. You're going to have to find a sucker team to do some trading, and you're probably going to have to trade future assets. You're probably going to,
You're
for
gonna
the
have to trade
next
that pick,
few
though,
years
yeah.
of success, you're probably going to have to really tank the future, because you're going to have to throw in first-round picks that are in the future when your team's not going to be very good, and they're going to be very valuable picks. But if that's how you're going to lure teams into taking these contracts out of guys that you'd like to part ways with, that are making a lot of money
Yeah.
for the foreseeable future. If you're
Yeah.
going to reshape that roster, you're going to have to get very
And there's a
creative
lot of work to
and
be
very
done.
generous.
Yeah. I think if LeBron's going to stay, they're going to have to do quite a bit in order to reshape that roster, because let's face it, it's just we saw it just a couple days ago. They're not going to compete with Golden State.
They
they're
can't
not even
hang with
close.
Golden State, but I mean, we talk about LeBron joining Chris Paul in Houston, and not much is thought of with the idea of what about Chris Paul joining LeBron in Cleveland.
That'd be interesting.
Because Chris Paul can opt out of his deal in Houston, and if LeBron doesn't want to go to Houston, then what's to say Chris Paul doesn't go to Cleveland to play with LeBron? Does Chris Paul on the Cavs, as they're currently constructed, minus one piece, whether it's a Tristan Thompson or a J.R. Smith, how much better are they? Are they that closer to being able to contend for a title against Golden State? I don't know. I don't feel like Chris Paul, he's a great player, but I don't know if it's a guy you can depend on because of the injury history. You wonder, unless you get smart about limiting his usage throughout the season to try and keep him fresh for the postseason, that may be the approach you'd have to take with a guy like Chris Paul.
I'm with you, though. I think them trading away Kyrie after, by the way, they didn't have to, was kind of the beginning of the end in LeBron and Cleveland, because I think they could have worked that out. Just because Kyrie says he wants a trade, he's under contract, Cleveland. You don't have to ship him away
right.
for Isaiah Thomas and friends. And
even if he's
that
unhappy, he'll figure out how to coexist with LeBron James.
Right.
If you can't coexist on the basketball court with LeBron James, then you're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because that's one of the, Kyrie was asked about the idea of LeBron joining him in Boston, and he said that we'll have to see what management wants to do, but then he was quickly to poo-poo the idea of signing an extension with the Celtics.
Right.
I don't know if that's a low-key a message that he doesn't necessarily want to play with LeBron James. I don't know.
We've talked about that before.
Yeah, if I'm the
it's
Celtics, and I've got the
LeBron.
option of LeBron or Kyrie Irving, see you later, Kyrie. Have a
Right.
great rest of your career. Thanks for all your help this last year. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We're going to monitor LeBron James so closely. This is like 2010, man. This is going to be like wall-to-wall, nonstop speculation. It's going to be a soap opera. Every little wrinkle we're going to overanalyze, and I'm here for every minute of it. I love it.
I'm starting to really feel
gobble
like
it up.
It's either Cleveland or LA. It's kind of what it's starting to feel like.
I think you're right, but I feel like I want to wait to see what
Sure.
Philly does in the
yeah.
front office, because if they bring in somebody as a general manager who, if it's a David Griffin or somebody else
Maybe
who
puts
LeBron
them
has a
more
good
so in
relationship,
play.
maybe puts them into a little more of a power position, or maybe if the right things are said and things are smoothed out in the media, that if the relationship with Kyrie Irving looks salvageable, that Boston may emerge as a contender, although you would think they'd have to deal Gordon Hayward or somebody to make that fit.
It just says when he says time and time again, he alludes to the whole family aspect of things.
Right.
Well, he's got a house in LA and they like LA, and
Right.
obviously they like Cleveland.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
though.
We're gonna watch it, just feverishly. I love it more so than the last time, because in 2010, my team was a factor. As a Chicago Bulls fan, my team actually had a meeting with LeBron, and they thought they might have a chance to sign him. So when he held the decision and he announced his intention to go to Miami, it was just a kick in the nuts, Drew. And it was, now that my team's awful and we have no dog in the fight, I'm loving the decision 3.0, because I don't care where he goes. My team's awful. We're going to be bad for the next few years.
No
so
pressure
who
for you.
cares? LeBron, stay at Cleveland. Go to Milwaukee. Go to Indiana. I don't care. We're terrible.
And for me, I really don't have an NBA team. I kind of, as bad as it sounds, I'm kind of go where LeBron goes. That's me in the NBA. That's my relationship with them. I don't look.
So your dad roped you into the Mets, but he didn't sucker you into the Knicks.
No, because he is a Knicks fan, but he doesn't follow them super closely or anything. I think really ever since Porzingis got there, it's really about. Obviously
he does love KP the Unicorn.
Yeah, he
loves
the unicorn. Basketball wasn't really pushed. Like my little brother, the boy King, he's not really a Knicks fan either.
No.
He might
You guys
have like
just
a
love
Knicks.
the Mets?
He might just have like a Knicks jersey. Yeah, we love the Mets. That's what he got out of me. He got the Mets, and I guess you could say he got the Jags. But he was actually a Jets fan growing up. So he became a Jaguars fan when he moved here and started covering them. I actually asked him about that the other day. He said mainly Jaguars now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're here long enough. They're the hometown team. I've adopted them as well.
Mhm.
They're my guys.
Yeah.
For better or worse. Hopefully
For
better
better
this
or
year.
worse.
The King is back. The King spoke yesterday, and if you didn't catch it, you got to go watch Jalen Ramsey's press conference after the Jaguars mini camp session yesterday. Their first of 3. They're back on the field today and back on the field tomorrow before a long break before training camp in July. But Jalen Ramsey, he tagged kind of his media session with the line that if you thought I was good the first 2 years of my career, just stay tuned. And
Man, doesn't that
man,
get you
I love it, man. That
excited?
guy is just dripping with it, and I love it. I love Jalen Ramsey. I wanted them to take Jalen Ramsey when
I
the
still
draft
can't
rolled
believe.
around.
I couldn't believe he fell to him.
I couldn't
honestly.
either. And and it's funny. I was dead ass wrong about Joey Bosa, man. I thought Joey Bosa was going to suck out loud.
I did too.
As an NFL player,
did
and
too.
he's a great player. But I'm so glad that San Diego.
I thought
now
for
LA,
sure he was going to San Diego, and if he didn't go to
took
San
Joey
Diego,
Bosa.
I said
I really thought the Cowboys were going to take Jalen. I was so
Jalen even
upset.
said Cowboys a childhood team, blah blah blah. And that I'm talking every pick that goes. I'm just like, don't take Jalen Ramsey. Don't. 'Cause,
Man.
Again, I'm a
Well, and
Florida
then
State
when it
guy
got
too,
to
so.
reminiscing, then when it got to 5 and Jalen's on the board, and you're like,
don't screw this up.
Please.
Because we've
Please,
screwed
Dave.
we've screwed it up
Please,
before,
Dave.
by the way.
Just
We've
do
screwed
it.
up
Just
before,
do
by
it.
the way.
Call the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great moment. Jalen's awesome. I love Jalen.
But then, by the way, they go to the cut. I'm pretty sure this was the same draft where they go to the cut and they see the Cowboys take Ezekiel Elliott, and it's just our draft room just laughing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, they really let Jalen Ramsey fall all
Fall
the way
right to
to
our lap.
us.
Thank you. Thank you. We will. Thank you. Scoop that right up. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you very much. Yeah. So, Jags are back on the field. Big things are expected. Jalen back on the field. Leonard Fournette back on the field. All the guys that were absent during minicamp or during OTAs, are in attendance during minicamp. It's all good. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. I think, a lot of was made out of those guys not being in attendance. I don't find it to be that big of a deal. I know Malik Jackson had a few comments, and they weren't inflammatory, but it was, when a veteran guy says, when you're a young guy and you're in that rookie deal and you're only a year or two into your career, you should be there. I get that.
I do,
If the vets are there, you feel like the young
Camaraderie
guys should be
standpoint,
there.
sure.
We're all in this together. But it's not like Leonard and Jalen, were in Cabo, toes up.
I
They
mean,
were
clearly, like
working.
I said, they're both clearly in really good shape.
They're in great
so,
shape. They're ready to go.
They were doing what they needed.
They
to
know
do.
the offense or the defense, depending on who you're talking about. They know the roster. They know where they need to be. They know what they need to do, and they're in great shape. I'm not worried about it. They weren't off lounging. They were off working. They were just working.
You heard
somewhere else.
Nathaniel Hackett talking about how Leonard Fournette already seems more confident and comfortable in the offense. We know Jalen knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
You've seen that from a year ago.
Not
I think
worried about
everybody's
it at
going to be
all.
just fine.
Yeah, not worried about it one iota. If they weren't here now, there'd be a little bit of a concern, if they're blowing off
yeah.
mandatories.
Yeah.
But even mandatory mini camp, I mean, it's still
Right.
shorts.
I do think, though, there would be some. I think that's when they would become an issue with some teammates. If
Oh,
you miss
sure.
The mandatory.
Because when you're not at the mandatory, then
That's a
there's
statement
problem.
almost.
Right, you're making a statement. I mean, look at Julio Jones. Julio Jones is making a statement. David Johnson's making a statement. These guys are making statements, and they're in disputes with their team. They're having issues. So if you weren't here now, that'd be an issue. But everybody's here now. Everything's good. Everybody's on the same page. It's all systems go for 2018 with the Jags. We're hoping for big things.
And also, I don't want to point fingers on here because
Do it.
obviously this is an award-winning show.
Do it. Point them.
But I'm pointing. We've had now my
You.
You
You.
and
Right,
Jeff
No, not him. You. Yeah, you.
on the show making surprise guest appearances 2 times.
2 times.
And 2 times I think.
Yeah, they killed
it.
Show killers. Show killers. Dan Higgin and Jeff Frost.
For the last time, we're trying to build a brand here, and you guys are ruining it.
Show poison.
Point blank, end of
Poison.
story.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try to make this brand a little stronger next time around for another edition of After Drill. Tomorrow is a Thursday. Lauren Brooks will be back with us tomorrow on the drill, filling in for the absent Dan Hicken, who's on vacay. It's a Thursday, which means we'll go inside the injury report with Doc Murphy from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Always a good time on a Thursday. And we're supposed to be visited by Phil Steele. College football season just around the corner. Phil Steele will have his annual magazine out with the world's tiniest print as you get out your magnifying glass to read all up about your favorite football team. Phil knows more than just about anybody when it comes to college football, and we'll
That's right.
touch base with Phil tomorrow on the drill. But for now, we'll see you in 24 hours. It's After Drill. Peace, Cougans.